Hey fam. So the other day I did a segment on my workout and fixing my breakfast and things like that. But I want to talk about this book. We still haven't done much talking about this book. And really, I'm not going to try to talk about everything all at once. I'm just going to throw nuggets out there. So Dr. Burns was talking about the self distortion that we have. And he has different categories of that self distortion, the all or nothing thinking. So you got an 83, and because you got an 83, now you are a failure. That's a distortion of how you see things. You're having this unrealistic idea of how things should be, and they shouldn't be like that. Um, so if you keep trying to look at things as black and white, you will never meet those qualifications. Matter of fact, you'll be chasing your tail, basically. And that's not what you should be doing. There's something else that he said. If you try to force your experience in absolute categories, you will constantly be depressed. So just think about that. I have to make straight A's or I'm just a total loser. That's not true. No one is totally smart and no one is totally stupid. There are no absolutes in the universe. So when you start thinking that you are a failure because you did not do things at a perfect level, there's no such thing as perfection. Now, there is nothing wrong with striving for perfection, but at what level you strive for that perfection, it matters. So don't strive for that perfection to the point that you're calling yourself a loser. Strive for perfection because you know you can do it. And if you don't reach it, that's okay. Don't look at yourself as something absolute. It is not black and white. The world is not black and white. It's very unrealistic to think like that. So when you get an 83, be dog, that's great. You know, it could have been a 60 or a 0. Next time I'm going to try to get a 90 or maybe even 100. But just don't beat yourself up for perfectionism. If that is a problem for you, you need to figure out a way to let it go. So for instance, I know that when I had my child some 25 years ago, I was a perfectionist with my house, and my friend still thinks I am. But I literally mopped every day. I swept every day. I dusted every day. I was a neat freak. Once he was born and I couldn't keep up, I knew that it was going to drive me nuts. I knew that I was going to go crazy. So I let it go. I let it go. So what? I let toys sit in the living room for a week. At the end of the week, I would get it up. So what? I didn't mop every day. If I spilled something, I would spot mop until I got to it at the end of the week. When I had someone to care for him and I had the opportunity to totally clean the house, but I didn't do it every day. I didn't care. Just as long as my house was not a disaster or filthy. That part I was not going to let happen. But I found ways to keep it neat looking without driving myself crazy. Every time you are having that distorted idea about perfectionism and you're a failure because you don't reach it, this is your thoughts. Just stretching and distorting ideas of how things should be. This is what causes depression. And you will keep on being depressed if you don't change your thought about that perfectionism or, that distorted idea or things only being black and white. Black and white, there's no such thing. That's like absolute, and there isn't. There is gray and green and just all kinds of different colors. It's not just black and white. There are variations of everything that happens in life. And just trust the process. Roll with it. Be okay with it. I'm not saying be a failure at anything. I just want you to stop thinking that you are a failure. I myself need to do that um, in other areas of my life. And it has nothing to do with cleaning, but it's other areas that I need to start working on and start realizing that, hey, no one can take this away from me. I know what I know, and that's good enough for me. Now, could I do better? Sure. Am I going to go nuts trying to do better? No, I am not going to go nuts trying to do better. I'm going to take time and maybe spend 10 minutes just to educate myself on how I can be better. And I'm not going to make it uh, in such a way I'm having anxiety about it or I'm starting to be depressed because it's not perfect. It's going to be perfect enough just because I took 10 minutes. That's where the perfection is. Just taking a little bit of your time and not spending all of your time night and day trying to accomplish something. Nothing happens overnight. Rome was not built overnight. So just take time. Thank you for watching. And I hope you guys like some of my nuggets on mental health. And the other day I put in my video the weight loss and the measurements. I did not realize that I had lost 12 inches. My weight kept fluctuating, but it finally stuck. I'm excited. I'm excited. I didn't change a whole lot about how I eat. I just take a few days where I might eat a little bit more, and that tipped the scales where I lost a little more weight. Because you can be eating too little and your body will hold on to that weight. Have a great day. As usual, find something nice to say to somebody. Find something nice to say to yourself. Find something nice to do. Just do something positive. Be positive, and you will find life will be better. And when you start thinking those negative thoughts, tell yourself, stop it. And that's all you got to do. Just like I tell that little girl that's always telling me to go grab some soda. And by the grace of God, I did not have that craving today after lunch. You guys have a great day. Bye.